right, we're on Chapter 3, Section 4, which is Learning Plan 2-4, and we're going to be, we're going to be graphing linear, instead of equalities, linear inequalities, and then graphing their intersection and their union. So how do you go about doing this? Well, the first thing that you'll notice is that an inequality is going to be less than or equal to, greater than, or greater than or equal to. Otherwise, it's the same as an equation. So you've got the line, and then the inequality divides it into the blue area above the line and the pink area below the line. Those above the line are greater than 5. Those below the line are less than 5, like 0, 0. 0 plus 0 is less than 5. Okay, so what you do is, I always choose, by the way, 0, 0, because that one's an easy point to figure out. Choose a point after you've drawn the line and shade that side that includes a test point if it's true, and the other side if it's false. Make sure that you draw, make sure that you draw a solid line. Somehow that switched out of pen. You draw a solid line if you see the equals. You draw a dashed line if you don't see an equals. So let's look at this one. We're going to graph this. That's going to change colors. X, y. If x is 0, y is 4. If y is 0, x is 4. So, and in this case, it's a solid line. And we choose a point not on the graph, 0, 0. 0 plus 0, is that less than or equal to 4? Yes. And so we're going to shade the side of the line that includes 0, 0. Next, you try this one. Okay, so we've got x, y, 0, 0. If x is 0, y is 2. If y is 0, x is negative 4. And once again, it's a solid line because it's got the equal to in it. Choose the point 0, 0. 0 plus 0, is that greater than or equal to 4? No. So we're going to shade not the side that includes 0, 0, but the other side of the line. Okay, you do this one. So if x is 0, y is 1. If y is 0, x is 3. Over 0, up 1, over 3, up 0. And it's solid once again. Choose the point 0, 0. Is that greater than 3? No. And so we're going to shade above that line. All right, next one. Now, what's interesting is that if the equation is the form where y is all alone, or in other words, in the intercept-slope form of the line, then if it's greater than, you shade above the line. If it's less than, you shade below the line. But that only works if it's solved for y. Be sure that you use the equation or the inequality as it's solved for y. So I think what they want us to do on this one is to solve for y. 4y is less than negative 3x minus or plus 12. Y is less than negative 3/4 x plus 3. So our intercept is 3, and our slope is negative 3/4. And it's a dashed line this time. And since it's less than, we're going to shade below the line. Now, I personally would check just to make sure. Does 0, 0 work? 0 plus 0 is less than 12, so it does work. You do this one. Okay, so the dealio with this one is that when you get it solved, you have negative y is less than negative 3x plus 6, or y is greater than 3x minus 6. Remember, if this is negative, you have to change every single sign, including the sense, the less than to a greater than. So now our intercept is negative 6, and from there go up 3, forward 1, and it's going to be a dashed line, and it's greater than, so we're going to shade above the line. And 0, 0 does work, just as our check. All right, next one. All right, so y is less than or equal to negative 5x plus 3. Intercept is 3. From there, go up 5, forward 1, and it's a solid line this time. And we're shading is less than, so we're shading below the line. And check 0, 0. It does work, so we are shading the correct side of the line. What do you do if you're doing an intersection? Well, what has to be true is that it has to solve both inequalities at the same time. So we're going to first of all graph both of these inequalities, x, y, 0, 0. If x is 0, y is negative 4. If y is 0, x is positive 4. Over 0, down 4, over 4, up 0, and it's a solid line. And then x is here at negative 2, and it also is a solid line. So we're either going to shade this region, this region, this region, I guess, or this region over here. Now, how do you know which one to shade? Well, we're going to choose our point. 0, 0, is that less than 4? Yes. So we are on the correct side of this line. 0, is that greater than negative 2? Yes. So we're on the correct side of this line also. So we're going to shade region 2. You do this one. Okay, so x is 0, y is 0. If x is 0, y is 3. If y is 0, x is 3. And this line is dashed. Y is at 2, and it's solid. Okay, 0 plus 0, is that less than 3? Yes. Is 0 less than 2? Yes. And so we shade the region that includes 0, 0. Next one, you do this one. All right, so 0, 0, 2, and 2. If x is 0, y is 2. If y is 0, x is 2, and it's a solid line. And y is 2 is a solid line. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get the last one correct? I have x is 2. I had that wrong. It should have been up here. It's still shading the right place. So this line is wrong. It should be here at y is 2. Hope I didn't screw you up too much there, gang. Okay, so ignore this line. Choose the point 0, 0. 0 plus 0, is that greater than 2? No. So we're on the wrong side of this slanty line, so we should be up here. Is 0 less than or equal to 2? Yes. So 0, 0 is on the correct side, so we're below that line. Above that line, below that line, the only place that fits that criteria is over here. Now really what we should do is choose another point just to make sure that it works. Let's choose the point, I gotta change colors here, sorry. I screwed you up. Let's choose the point over 4 up 0. So 4 plus 0 is greater than 2, yes. And 0 is less than 2, yes. So that point works for both of them. If you have a union, the points that either inequality, so it's either inequality works, it'll be right. X, y, 0, 0. If x is 0, y is negative 7. If y is 0, x is 3. And it's a dashed line. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is shade the correct side of that line. 0 minus 0, is that less than 21? Yes. So we're going to shade that line first. So it's this area over here. Now let's graph the other line. And change colors to graph it. X is at 2, and it's a dashed line. It's a dashed line. X is greater than 2, so the point 0, 0 won't work. So we're going to shade on this side of this line. And so the only region that's not shaded in the whole graph is down here in this section, is the region that's not shaded at all. Ooh, I got a nice wasp in the house. Not anymore. Now I got a dead wasp in the house. Okay. Next. On this problem, x, y, x is 0, y is negative 3, y is 0, x is positive 5. X is 0, y is negative 3, x is 5, y is 0. And it's a dashed line. X is greater than 4. Oops, I should shade that line first. Try the point 0, 0. 0 minus 0, is that less than 15? Yes. So we're going to shade above that line. Let's try the other one. I'm going to change colors for it. X is greater than 4. Oops, I didn't do that right. X is greater than 4. Here's my line at 4. Oops, and it should be dashed. And then try the point 0. Is 0 greater than 4? No, so we're not going to shade the 0 side of the line. We're going to shade this side of the line. And the region that is unshaded is this region right down here. Okay, you do this one. If x and y, tell you what, I'm going to solve this equation for y. 2y is greater than negative 3x plus 4. Y is greater than negative 3 halves x plus 2. So my intercept is 2, and from there I go down 3, forward 2, and I make it a dashed line. Since it's greater than, I'm going to be shading above that line. Okay, and then I'm going to have a line at positive 2, and it's going to be a dashed line. 0 is greater than 2? No, so this point doesn't work. So I'm going to be shading the opposite side of that line. So I'm going to be shading over here, which means the region that's unshaded is, let's see here, this color, is this region down here.